It's a problem with winter, isn't it? It's a bit chilly. Oh, didn't mean to do that, Rev. Oh, and the car's a little bit steamy. Hello. Good afternoon, stroke evening, darlings. Welcome to today's daily diary. Hang on 1 second. I just need to put a quick blast onto the windscreen. Clear that. There we go, that's enough of that. Right, today's daily diary, darlings. That was very alliterative, wasn't it? Daily diary, darlings. Today's daily diary is going to be, oh, it's another D. A daily diary discussion. Yeah, it's just going to be a discussion. So, in other words, I'm going to talk about some stuff that's kind of just knocking around in my head and get it out there and try and make some sense of it in my own mind. But I'm inviting you, please, very kindly, to respond in the comments and to give me your thoughts and your reactions, so that it's a discussion rather than just, you know, me blathering away at you and you hopefully hitting the like button. So yeah, please do give me your thoughts to anything that I talk about over the next 25 minutes in the comments, and then tomorrow I can respond to your responses. Now then, oh, it's fireworks night, isn't it? Of course it is. I've just seen a firework and it reminded me. Okay, sometimes our attitudes, thoughts, opinions change. Sometimes that's purely organic. Sometimes it's brought about by a life change, a change in circumstances. And I'm going through exactly that with relation to a number of things, which hopefully I'll have time to talk about if I marshal my thoughts. If not, this might roll into tomorrow. Right, the first thing is stuff. And that will be the title of this video. Or at least that's the plan at the moment. Is it time to get rid of everything? Now, I've been, what's the correct word? I've been dreading, I think is a fair word. I've been dreading the stuff in Windy Bum. Getting it moved, or getting rid of it, or whatever. And why? That's an interesting question. Why? Kind of an emotional tie, isn't it? Now, there've been a couple of comments over various videos sort of saying, get all the stuff sold. Anything that's saleable in the cottage, get it sold. Anything that's not saleable, get it thrown, whatever. It'll put a couple of quid in your pocket, go towards the fees for the seasonal, all of that kind of thing. And I'll be honest, my initial reaction to that has been, sod that. I'm not getting rid of my stuff. It's my stuff. I need it. I love it. I want it to go with me. But let's think about that. Do I love it? Do I need it? Well, yeah, I kind of love it. I've had a nice cottage for coming on 11 years, and it's been nice having nice furniture in it, and I've taken some pleasure from that. But is that of that particular time? Do I need it in the future? I mean, let's think about it logically. Let's go through the house in our minds, or the cottage. I've got a sofa and a chair that I've sat on twice in 11 years, something like that. I've got a beautiful coffee table, never gets used. I've got a lovely big dining table. I sit at one part of it. Very occasionally, somebody else will sit at another part of it. Not that often. Normally just me sitting at the one little bit. I've got a guest bed. Nobody's slept in it this year. and you know, it's only been slept in. There have been many years it's not been slept in at all, and you know, 2, 3, 4 times a year max. Do I need that? I've got a desk workstation thing that I hardly ever sit at. I've got an iMac that I hardly ever use. It's only an old one, but the list kind of goes on and on and on. As I was saying in yesterday's video, if you get right down to it, I live quite a minimalistic life. I just do it in a relatively spacious living space with a lot of stuff around me. I've got cupboards full of stuff that I don't use. I've got dinner services that don't get used. I've got posh canteens of cutlery that don't get used. Stuff, lots of stuff. I've got stuff that I've been hanging on to for years for whatever reason. I've got bedside cabinets with things in the drawers that I never open the drawers, I never look at them, I can't remember what's in there. I've got chests of drawers that I never use. I use one drawer, 2 drawers. I use the drawer that's got my socks in, and I use the drawer that's got my pants in. And quite honestly, they could all go into one drawer. That wouldn't be a problem. So yeah, I've got chests of drawers, don't get used. I've got more wardrobes than I really need. And yeah, when you're in a cottage and you've got the space, or a house or whatever, then yes, it's nice to have that space dressed. But do I need that stuff going forward? How big is my emotional tie to it? There are some little trinkets that I would never be without. Little things that my mum bought for me, or similar things like that. They could go with me anywhere that I go. But the furniture and the big stuff, do I need it? I don't think I do. Do I need another place for them to go? That's something else that we're going to talk about, because my mind is just changing about all of this. Now, I'm dreading having to move all this stuff. I dreaded it the last time I did it. I hated the actuality of it, the logistical grief, the expense of moving stuff. I never wanted to do it again. That's why I had no plans to leave Windy Bum, apart from the fact that I love Windy Bum. So, should I just get rid of it all now and never have to worry about it again? Because realistically, I've got everything in NETTY that I need. You know, I've set NETTY up with your help beautifully. Don't really need anything else. I've got pretty much everything that I need in there. I'd need a bit more of stuff, like I'd need some more socks and some more pants and some clothes and shoes and stuff, but basically it's all there. Some of the bits in Windy Bum, the meaningful bits especially, you know, they could go in the caravan. A caravan will come, it will happen. But the rest of it, the furniture and everything, maybe this is the time to just get rid of it and never have to worry about it again. Because what do we really need? I mean, let's be realistic. I'm moving into a motorhome and then a caravan, right? Chances are I'm going to be single for the rest of my life. Don't get me wrong, I'd love not to be single. I would love to have somebody special in my life, but you know, let's be realistic. I'm not going to have a family again. What do I need? What do I need? And times have changed. You don't need a cupboard full of photograph albums because we've got social media. You don't need a filing cabinet with all of your documents and this, that and the other, because it's all online these days. It's all virtual. What do you really need? You need your phone. You need an internet connection. You need an iPad. You need a laptop. You need your wallet, your passport, your driving license. That's about it, isn't it? Everything else is online. You bank online, you do this online, you do that online. that's kind of all that you need. You need somewhere to sleep, somewhere to eat, something to cook with, something to put your food on. That's all in Netty, and it wouldn't be a problem to get it all in the Caravan. So I'm really starting to think that I'll tell you the truth, I always tell you the truth, maybe not immediately, but I'm a blabbermouth, it all comes out sooner or later. He came up behind me a bit rapido. I've kind of been desperately hoping that something will come up so that I've got a place, a bricks and mortar place where my furniture can go, a safety net if you like. And now I'm starting to think, do I actually need that? Do I even want that? I'm starting to get excited a bit about having, I don't know the right term for it, but a decluttered, minimal life with freedom of movement and no stuff tying you down that's gonna bite you on the arse next time you have to move. If I got another flat or something like that, you know, the same thing's gonna happen again. And at some point in the future, I'm gonna have to move everything again. Let's break the cycle. Let's just break the cycle and get rid of everything. Now, the one exception to all of this would be the Sherpa's Lodge, because that would be a business and the furniture would play a useful part. I wouldn't be keeping it for memory's sake or any other reason. If I got the Sherpa's Lodge, it would be to run a business from there, and it would need to be furnished. So my furniture, which is nice, would save me having to buy other furniture. So that would make sense. Other than that, if the Sherpa's Lodge doesn't happen, I'm thinking forget about even the thought of getting any bricks and mortar place now or in the future, and get rid of everything. Almost everything. Literally just the bare essentials. Nothing in storage, nothing like that. Just get rid, get it gone. So I'm thinking, allow a couple of months to find out what's happening with the Sherpa's Lodge. So let's say by the new year, right? On January the 1st, the seasonal pitch becomes available. Oh, update on that. They rang me today. 119 has gone. 119 has gone, sadly. Oh, come off it, you arsehole. You're about 2 feet off my rear bumper. I'm so tempted to brake test this twat. What an absolute thundering buttock. He's getting even closer. Wazzock. Shall I just tap the brakes and give him heart failure? Yeah, I think I will. Oh, he backed off a bit. What a surprise. Where was I? What was I banging on about? Right, so 1st of January. Oh yeah, seasonal pitch. 119, not available. Somebody's taken it. I've gone for 120. So kind of the one next door. If you have a look at the video from last Monday, you'll see it. It's the one on the left when 119 is on the right. It's not next door to, well, it's semi-detached. There's nothing one side, nothing to the front, nothing to the back. There is a pitch to the one side, the left-hand side looking in or the right-hand side looking out. That's not a seasonal, that's a standard pitch. So that's not going to be full all the time. So I could be completely detached for some periods. It's not 119, but it's the closest to it. So happy enough with that. So 1st of January, we got that, right? So now I'm thinking, if the Sherpa's Lodge isn't a goer, then come the 1st of January, shove Netty on the seasonal pitch, move into Netty. Give notice on the cottage if I haven't already received notice at that point. And over the space of that month, get rid of everything. sell anything that's got any value at all, shove the couple of bits that I want to keep somewhere, doesn't matter where, boot of a car, something like that. There's not much. There's some trinkets, ornaments, not many. Probably get everything in a fairly small suitcase. There's some bits of art that I'd quite like to hang on to. They're not worth anything. Again, they could be shoved somewhere in the interim. Might find their way onto the caravan wall. And this has been suggested to me already, and I poo-pooed it, but I'm coming around to a different way of thinking. So yeah, and again, let me know what your thoughts are, please. Now, in terms of actual places and thinking about that moving forward, again, I'm having a change of heart. I quite like the idea of being a bit footloose and fancy free. And I think that we could very quickly work towards a rather nice situation. So, in the interim, live in Netty, as we know, this is going over old ground. Live in Netty, work, save money, buy a caravan, live in the caravan, bugger off in Netty on a Monday night, work, save money. Now, we could do that for a year, and after a year, I could buy a static caravan somewhere in North Wales, probably on the coast. These are things I've been looking at. You can get them pretty cheaply. There was one that actually MELANIE sent it to me, sent me a link to the advert. £3.5 grand for the thing, already sighted, no age limit on the site, and the site fees are £3 grand a year. Now, within a year of living this new life, I could do that easily, I think. And what a life you could have then. You know, at some point, either I'll give up on the restaurant or the restaurant will give up with me. We're all around the same age. Me, Bish, Ram's a little bit younger. The restaurant trade is getting harder and harder. More and more Nepalese restaurants are setting up close to us in competition because they haven't got an ounce of business sense between them. They just think, oh, there's a successful restaurant, I'll open up next to them. And then somebody else thinks, oh, there's 2 successful restaurants there, I'll open up next to them. And before you know it, you're in the daft situation where you've got 5 restaurants within 10 miles of each other, all effectively serving the same menu and all stealing each other's business. And, you know, it's a downward cycle. Eventually they'll all go bump. So the restaurants probably won't carry on forever. Or I might choose to walk away at some point when a different way of life becomes really appealing. So it's not a million miles away, if you think about it, where you've suddenly got that life where you've got a static caravan or something similar. Could be another touring caravan on a seasonal pitch in Wales. You got the seasonal pitch here, and you've got a motorhome. Now, there could be a change even further on than that. Now, Netty, as long as she's a going concern, will always stay with me. There's a massive emotional attachment there. However, if I were to embark on a life like that, it would be nice to have the kind of motorhome where you could sod off to Scotland for a month, or drive down to Spain or Portugal, something like that. Now, with the best will in the world, Netty is not your girl for that. Netty is a classic to be cherished and lightly used, in all honesty. And, you know, that's what she will be. I will, as long as I can keep her going. I'd love to fully restore her, actually, you know, when funds allowed. So as long as I can keep her going, she's going to be part of my life. But you know, at some point you could throw into the equation a more modern motorhome where, if I weren't at the restaurant, I could go to Scotland for the month and do Scotland, do the whole of Wales, get my ass down to Spain, or that kind of thing, live that kind of life. That would kind of be pretty cool, wouldn't it? And that would become available to me quite quickly. And I think that might actually be more appealing than the security of a bricks and mortar place that wouldn't be that secure at all. I think it might be more appealing than a bricks and mortar place, even if I bought it and owned it. I'm just liking the sound of this more and more. And again, my attitude has changed. I'm on record on various videos as saying that the van life crowd are deluding themselves, that that they've failed at life in some way, or life has failed them, and they're making the best of a bad job, but they're trying to kid themselves and us that they're living a life of carefree freedom when they're shitting in a bucket and worrying about where they're going to park up next. However, there is another van life crowd. You probably know all about them. You probably follow them on YouTube. And these are people who've got money. And they do van life very differently. They have beautiful motorhomes and they travel Europe and they stay on sites. So, you know, no fears about getting the knock in the middle of the night. And that would be the kind of thing that would actually appeal to me. Just imagine a life where you could flit between a classic motorhome for a night of nostalgia, a modern motorhome for a month of Spanish road trip, or doing the entirety of Scotland, a nicely kitted out touring caravan on a seasonal pitch in, you know, the place that you've got used to calling home, the Peak District National Park. I do love it here. I've obviously got connections here. It's probably somewhere that I would always choose to keep some form of connection to. And when you can get a seasonal pitch for £3,000 a year, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? It's, compared to the cost of private renting a bricks and mortar house, it's cheap, and it's cheap as chips. So for less than the price of a one-bedroom flat, you know, taking it out monthly, you could have your touring caravan on a seasonal pitch, a motorhome, and your beautiful static caravan somewhere in Wales. Which would you prefer? I'm starting to really think about this, and starting to see it as an opportunity to create a brand new life for myself at the grand old age of about to turn 55. You only get one go on this little spinning ball whirling through space. You only get one go, and when your time's up, your time's up. You can't have another bash at it, unless some religions actually know what they're talking about. So make the most of it. Make the bloody most of it. And this might be a way of making the most of it. So yeah, I'm seeing doors that are opening rather than doors that are closing, potentially. And those bits of stuff that I've got knocking around, collecting dust in Windy Bum, they're starting to become they're starting to seem a lot less important when I think about this potential life ahead. So We haven't even started it yet, and there are still all the pitfalls I was talking about yesterday. But my goodness me, there are opportunities as well. It might be a bit difficult to start with, but once we're off and running, you know, the world's my oyster, isn't it? Get my head down, graft. I'll be saving a lot on monthly outgoings, save the money up, get the caravan, save up for the next thing, and then yeah, and keep trying to build the YouTube thing, keep that going, even if it doesn't do unbelievably well now or over the next year. As we go on, and if I do start living that kind of life, you know, there's every chance that YouTube will pick up a little bit when I'm doing more interesting things in different places, and every video just isn't me driving to work talking about a load of theoretical stuff that may or may not happen. Why are we going so fucking slowly? And is there going to be tailback at that roadworks at the, oh, I can't be asked to work around it. I'm in good time, I'm not running late, so we'll just sit in the traffic. I could turn right, but down at the bottom of the hill, but I won't. So yes, these are all the things that are whirling around my mind at the moment. Also, there is the question of safety and security, and I think the kind of life that I'm proposing offers more security than the kind of life I've been living, because as has been proven, you lose your home through no fault of your own, your world falls apart. Now, if I was in a situation where I had a static, a tourer on a seasonal, a motorhome and possibly another motorhome breaks down, it's not a problem. You've got the two other places and a car to move in between them. You lose one of the other places, not a problem. You've got the other places, you can replace them. You've got options. It's like having multiple cars, as I have. They're old cars, there's always a chance that one of them's going to break at any given point. You got another one to jump into. You've got a minor inconvenience, you've got a bit of expense, but it's not the end of the world. You've got a form of transport. Do the same thing with homes. Why not? Right, how far back is this tailback going to be? Please don't let it be all the way down to the... oh dear. Greetings, Honourable Bridge. Oh, it's not bad. We're moving, look. We're moving. So, yeah, that's today's discussion, darlings. These are my thought processes that I'm going through. Now, I'm probably repeating the same things, and I'm quite possibly saying one thing one week and another thing the next week. But this is all unplanned and initially unwanted. I think it might be a blessing in disguise, or I'm starting to think that. So I'm dealing with it as I go along, and you lovely people, of course, are coming along with me, and you're seeing that in real time. You're seeing me coming to terms with it, changing my mind about certain aspects of it. 3, 2, 1, tractor! So, yeah, I probably am having changes of heart, changes of mind, but I think that's natural. And I do welcome and value your input, because sometimes, you know, your own mind, you've got your own biases, your own fears, your mind's a bit cluttered. Sometimes you need a fresh pair of eyes to see clearly. So thank you for being my fresh pair of eyes, if you like. Oh, there are no traffic lights. Oh, they've gone. Oh, right. So we're just, okay. We're just turning right as normal. So, yes, please, your thoughts, responses. What would you be thinking if you were me? What would you be planning? Am I, like with the seasonal pitch, am I not seeing some obvious pitfalls? Am I missing something? Because again, it's kind of sounding too good to be true. The fact that within 18 months, assuming that I graft my ass off, within 18 months I could go from being fairly heavily in debt and scratching about for money and worrying about it left, right and centre, to living a life where I spend a month or months of the year overseas. I have 2 or 3 beautiful places to live, all in beautiful parts of the world, or one of which, the motorhome, can be in anywhere I damn well want it to be, with, you know, living well within my means, with disposable income, paying off my debts. I mean, it's kind of dream come true territory, isn't it? And I've been obsessing over losing Windy Bum and obsessing over trying to find a way to hang on to a load of furniture that I don't use and don't need. So, yeah, please, please, please give me your thoughts in the comments below. I'm going to leave it there for today, but depending on your responses and reactions, we might come back to this in tomorrow or in days to come. In fact, I'm sure we will. Anyway, thank you for listening and or watching, if indeed you have been, and I look forward to seeing you next time. In the meantime, all the love in the world from me, and on that note, toodle and indeed pip. See you tomorrow, darlings. Bye bye.
The YouTube channel's not any good, but he's a nice guy. I'm sorry, Mr. Boaty.
Oh. You had me at YouTube videos. Let's go, Boaty.
Boaty's such a great guy, such a great guy, very tall, such a great guy. I wish Boaty was here in America with me right now.
You twat. Wanker.